Well, I think we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are indeed. Right, hang on. Let me just get myself in a position. You're right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Simon Mcdougall, and I'm the Workplace Warrior, and today is the premiere of my first show. Let's do apologise for slight lateness. We had a few technical hitches getting on board, and today is my first guest is the mental health warrior Adam Duval himself. I'll just introduce Adam, and then I'll be putting on the music to start the show.
Yeah.
Over to you, Adam.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I can now breathe. For people that don't know who I am, I'm Adam Duval, the Mental Health Warrior founder, and privileged to be here.
Right, okay. Now I'm trying to find the video.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go on. Good morning and welcome. I'm just going to introduce my guest today, the mental health warrior himself, Adam Duval.
Hiya.
Got a few quick fire questions just to get us into the process of where we are. What's your favourite song?
Favourite song?
Yeah.
I'd say Linkin Park, Final Masquerade.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know it personally, but secondly, favourite football team?
Bolton.
Bolton Wanderers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're crap at the minute, but hey,
yeah. They are indeed. Yeah, they're not going well. Right, third one. Who's your hero?
Who's my hero? Wow. I'd say my kids.
Great answer.
I'd say my kids, yeah.
Although I'm sure the missus might have a word in your ear after. And
most of kids is fine.
Yeah. Okay, good man. Right, okay, Adam. I met you probably around about a year ago now when you reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to be interviewed on your podcast.
That's right.
I've been a guest again with you and interviewed by you on Mental Health Warriors, and then I approached you to see if I could do my show, and I thought it was about time I turned the tables on you. So over to you, Adam, and start telling us your story.
Oh my God, God help me. Where do we start? What is it you want to know?
What is it I want to know? How did Mental Health Warriors come into being?
Right. I was brought up in a toxic environment where I was abused from the age of 3, all because of my disability, coordinational difficulties called dyspraxia, to the point I couldn't ride a bike until I was aged 9. And my own father, he ended up hitting me in the face because I couldn't do it, lack of understanding, and then that's where the nightmare just started until I was adult, to the point I actually developed trauma, PTSD, depression, anxiety, to the point I actually attempted suicide in 2019.
So your mission is to get the message out there and to break down stigma on mental health.
Oh yeah, the mission is plain and simple but powerful. Get the stigma gone.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. So
Yeah.
you're got a powerful story behind this, very much like me, and
Yeah.
I think that's an experience with all warriors that none of us are necessarily medically qualified, but we have years of lived experience and struggling with mental health. If you was to know, I personally have struggled with anxiety and depression over the last 30 years, and my specialist area is very much workplace and men's mental health in general. So, how do you feel about men's mental health and where we are as a country?
Oh, it's simple. Men's mental health is one of the biggest stigmas going around. I hate the phrases where people, men especially, have to man up, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and yeah, they're just living in silence. And I know that from experience myself, living in silence. And yeah, men have got, I believe men are the most people that are wearing those masks. And they're meant to be that alpha male, getting everything done, always happy, but that's not quite true.
No, it absolutely isn't, and it's certainly the code that I've grown up with.
Yeah.
I'm so a bit older than you, 55 last week. So, yeah, no, it was that culture was very, very toxic. It was in my workplace too, in the construction industry, in the army, and to a lesser degree in politics. But the only trouble with politics was that there was always that danger that I could have been seen to be weak in that situation and not able to cope with responsibility. When in actual fact, I think it'll probably be the same for you. The trouble with a lot of people that suffer from mental health tend to be very, very strong individuals, but are not.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's why I did what I did the other day. And I had no green screen or glasses on or shirt on, nothing like that. And I just did the live in the Mental Health Warriors group, raw as it comes. And yeah, my hair looked like it went backwards in the lawnmower, but I don't care. That's how it come. Raw, I cried, and that's what it is. I'm one of these where I don't like asking for help, but if I have to, I do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know where you come from. I think being raw, honest, and
Mhm.
vulnerable is a strength. And
Yeah,
I think it's a strength that we are bringing here on MHTV
mm,
that, it is raw. We don't know where the conversations go, they're not
no,
rehearsed. And we dip in and out. I mean, yesterday you and I did an amazing panel with
we did. Kevin.
Dr. Kevin P. Payne, which was very raw
It
and
was.
to the point, and I think there's a lot of lessons there to be learned.
Mm.
You know, oh, you mentioned your childhood growing up and the struggle that was there, and how's that impacted you as you move forward into
Oh,
adult life?
it affected me badly to the point it affected me developing friends, developing like growing within my relationships, and growing up, I was actually in and out of hospital every 6 months because of the medication I was taking. Now I'm lucky now I do not take medication at all, but that doesn't mean people should stop just because I have, because some medications actually help people. But my medication is the mental health warriors and my family.
Absolutely. Speaking's the best medicine, so they say,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that's something that I think we bring as a very big strength
Yeah.
as a team. And it's interesting when you look at comments as we're talking forward at times that people are saying you're spot on, you've nailed it. You know, people see that we understand the journey. With you, you just hit the nail on the head there, and I would imagine that what you haven't touched on there is there's a lot of trust issues like that when you're building friendships, etc. Because of
there's not just trust issues, but it's identity as well. And I know Caroline's going to pick up on that word because she loves keywords. And growing up through my educational life, I wasn't me. I wasn't Adam.
yeah,
I was all these different identities, and I was people pleasing. I was trying to please others, keep them happy, and I was ignoring myself. I was neglecting myself. But now, I would say, open and honest, April 2019, that's when I found my identity. And
yeah,
that's exactly when I knew where I was and what I wanted to do with my life.
yeah. And that was the time around where you had a failed suicide attempt.
I attempted suicide 18th of March 2019.
Right. Okay. So just after that date, then you
Yeah,
found your identity and you
yeah,
moved forward. And
yeah,
I think, I mean, for me, one of the things that was often the case is I always worried about what other people thought of me. And I've got a big notice that sits on my wall there. What other people think of me is not my business.
yeah.
And now that I've done that, and I don't care what people think of me, I have grown tremendously. And I would say that that's almost certainly what's happened with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love what has come from this. Yeah. People keep, like the Warriors keep saying, right, what do we need to do now, boss? But really, the Mental Health Warriors isn't just mine. I never just created this. This is everyone's platform. And like it's yours, it's Kerry's, it's even the viewers. It's their platform because it's them, it's me handing them that opportunity and that platform to tell things what they never had the confidence to do before.
Absolutely, it's lending them a voice, but at the
Yeah,
same time, it's lending the viewers a voice, and
exactly.
that's what it's all about, really. I mean, it's totally transparent, it's totally open and accountable, and you know that is very, very good. And I think that is the power of mental health warriors in itself.
Exactly. I agree.
Uh, so, where do you see mental health warriors going in the future, Adam?
Well, how long are we talking? Because Mental Health Warriors is going to go forever. And like I said, we're all going to die one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are. But after me and Kerry pass away, our kids are now going to be taking over the Mental Health Warriors. And then after that, who knows? I just know my kids aren't going to have kids. But if that happens, then they'll probably end up taking over because we have all got a story. And it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. You was brought into this world for a reason. And that is to deliver a message. And that's exactly what we're doing today. And we may die, but our stories will live forever.
Yeah. I'll just say a comment coming there from Kerry. We have our mini warriors being trained in the background so
Yes.
that they can carry the warriors on for another generation.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I don't know about you, Adam, when we talk about smashing this stigma around mental health and in particular men, I think it's incumbent on the next generation, but it's going to be their generation and probably their children's generation to get to the real bottom of smashing stigma so that we get mental health as an everyday subject.
Exactly.
Like a
Oh,
normal
yeah, absolutely.
conversation.
Absolutely. And this is what I mean, where me and Kerry, I don't know about you other warriors, but me and Kerry are in the process of doing our credentials. And then after we've done that, we're going to hit the schools, hit the community, and change mental health for the better. Now, obviously, our aim right now is to make mental health mandatory in I'm not even going to say education system because there's no such thing, but make it mandatory in schools to have mental health taught to the kids of today, or should I say kids of tomorrow. And yeah, like whether it's tapping into the subconscious mind, teaching them about the law of attraction. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to break the stigma.
Absolutely, good on you. I mean, I'm very passionate, and I think that the education in schools, I think, is really important. As you say, I don't think there is a system these days when it comes to education. But for me, I think the ideal age is the last 2 years, key stage 2, moving into key stage 3. I mean, at that point down here, that is when the transition takes place from primary to secondary education. And that is a very big time in your life because you got adolescence coming up and everything else that builds into that. And sorry. And in key stage 2, children's brains are like a sponge. They take information on board. And if we get them to start teaching them the skills there, then continue it through the secondary stage of education, that they will be less stressed when they go to coping with their exams and the pressure that goes around that. I mean, a lot of the schools now, they're just exam factories. They're training kids on tests all the time. They're really not teaching them enough about the subject matter. So, and I know you've got a lot of views on education. You got experience.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started because I won't shut up.
No, I know you won't. I know you've got interesting experiences there. Well, what you don't know is that when my son went to school, he was statement too with behavioural and emotional needs, and I know that they don't statement anymore, and that is not a good place to be. Whereas I was able to, as a parent, and say, no, you're not going to do that. That's the statement. That's what it says. Whereas now I know it's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just Kerry saying, don't get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
no, as the great Philip Chan once said, because he's actually the main reason why the Mental Health Warriors is still going today. Because, like I said, every video we are doing, it's in his legacy, in respect of his legacy, and obviously he was the one that said, "There's no such thing as the education system. There's no such thing. It's just information being passed down onto children to indoctrinate them to become workers."
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Exactly what it is. Yeah, I got Richard Fay there with an interesting column there about how a friend saved him from a suicide attempt and flushed the pills down the toilet. Have you got any comments you'd like to make on that?
Well, me and Richard have known each other for a number of years, and even though, and this ain't me attacking or triggering, but we can all be annoying at times. I know I can, but Richard is he's good-hearted, and I love the guy. I really do. And I'm glad he's still here today. We have spoken so many times on a video call, and I've seen all sorts of identities of Richard, from him being happy and chirpy to being content to being depressed. I've seen all of it, and he is good-hearted, and we've helped him wake up the next day and be happy and move forward.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, I think you touched on a situation there, and you're saying about low days, and just use that as an example now.
Yes.
I think no matter who you are, if you have got a mental illness diagnosis, it is very, very difficult to keep on top of your game day in, day out. And certainly with depression, it sneaks around the corner. I think, hello, what's happened here? You've gone low, you've got no energy, you've got no zest for life, you feel flat. And I think it's important to recognise that you have to work on your mental health every day. And as Kevin said last night, it's a muscle, the brain, and you've got to keep working it and keep it active.
Yeah. Just hang on a minute. I'm just trying to sort this this green screen out because I look like I'm fading in the background.
Yeah, I haven't got a particularly good picture. I've got the sun coming in on the left-hand window, but don't be jealous like you were yesterday, because I'll tell you, we had a very thick frost out there this morning, and I got told off for not going out and cleaning the car.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now I'm back.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
You know who the boss is in my house. But
well, yeah.
We were yes. How do you what do you think about, what's your advice to people when you're having a down day? What's the best thing to do?
Look at the words. Look at the words you're branding yourself in. Look at the labels, because just taking I know I've stressed this many times, and I know I'm repeating myself, and I'm probably boring people, but if you look at the word depression, if you write that word down on a piece of paper, and then I bet you can change that, transform that word into a statement, but just by using those letters. And if you transform depression, you get I pressed on.
Absolutely. And often you do. I mean, Rich has just made a comment there. His attempt was around the loss of his beloved dad. I mean, grief, I have to say, has been a trigger in my life. And you can tie some of my depressive episodes to grief. And I think there's an important message there. I think you have to let yourself have the time to grieve.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll just give you a quick example. Where are we? 2021. So we've been back in 22, rather, back into 2020. I had a situation. My uncle passed away at the end of October. We knew he was going to pass away, terminal cancer, and that I did start to grieve a bit, but because I knew the situation, he knew the situation, we had plenty of conversations on the run up to that. Now, the following Monday, 4 days later, I got a frantic call from my mother-in-law, thinking that my brother-in-law had been involved in an accident. With actual fact, once we found out exactly what happened, he collapsed outside his place of work. He was just about to go in for the dark work, and he passed away 3 hours later with a massive blood clot in his lung. just very sudden, all up. And the connection, apart from being two family members, when I first got married, my uncle was my best man. And when my second marriage, it was my brother-in-law that was my best man. And I lost two men that were very close to me. And I'm now living around, apart from my son and nephews who I do hear from time to time, I'm living around an all-female environment now. I've lost my men banks. And, it's, grief is a very, very big trigger. But I learned to deal with that because we talk about men culture. I did have to man up because effectively I was head of family. And it was my position to support my wife, support my mother-in-law, my daughter, my son. And, at times we do have to go through that. But what I did, and to end that story, after the funerals are out the way, I did take 2 weeks and I did what I call a mental health break. And I know that you take them from time to time. And what are your thoughts on mental health breaks, Adam?
On mental health, exactly. I just believe mental health can either be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy. Yep. And now I've seen both sides. And mental health, exactly. It's just health. It is. And it's the health that the first place it'll attack is your mind. It'll attack your mind. And if you can actually put those strategies in place, have that right support network around you, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got to have a strong network around you. There's no thanks about that. I mean, I must admit, if I know more or less first thing in the morning if I'm not there, if that makes sense. And there's an old saying out there now with mental health: it's okay to not be okay.
I agree.
And I am comfortable with living that. And if I need time out, I will take it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best things you can do for your own mental health.
Yeah.
It keeps you, it gives you a chance to let your body recover and get it back to an even state. And, I think that's very, very important. Have you got any thoughts on that, Adam?
Yeah, it's okay to get down from time to time because that just shows you are strong. Yeah, you may not feel it. You may not be strong-minded. You may feel like it's all over, that it's the end of the world, as they say. But no, because like I said last night, if you hit rock bottom, you feel like the walls are closing in this small box. Yes, it is. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't look nice. But when your feet are on that floor, what are you going to do? Stay there and allow those walls to close? Because if you look up, that's it. That's the only way, and that's up. Is that way back, and that shows growth and strength.
Yeah. And I think the important thing there, adding to that, it's important, as we stressed there earlier, that you got a network around you because they are the ones that are going to help and support and encourage you to start taking back control. I mean, we both know what it's like. You got the chatter going on in your head all the time. You go to bed at night and there's gibberish going on. You're totally exhausted. And then eventually, once you've rested up, you got the tiredness sorted, then you can start to rebuild. And as I said last night, also, one of the things that I neglected personally was just doing my personal grooming every day. I just let myself go, and I look the right mess. And for me, if I got out of bed, I cleaned my teeth, had a shower, had a shave, that was a monumental achievement.
Exactly, and like, hang on, I'm just putting this on charge, but yeah, you just have to accept 3 words, and I've said this a couple of times. First one is acknowledgement. Acknowledge there is a problem.
Yeah.
Because I won't say, I'm not going to use the word recovery, because you can never recover or beat mental health.
I
Mental health is
agree.
with you for life. But if you acknowledge it, and then that will give you the opportunities to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Because work always starts at home with yourself. I always believe that. The second word is acceptance.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it, then accept it. Accept that it's never going to go away. Accept that you will stabilize it. The first one is respect. And if people don't respect that you've got this issue, they don't belong in your circle.
Absolutely. No, I totally get that acceptance there. Richard said
Yeah.
exactly the same in the comments there. Yes, I think acceptance is important. If I'm honest, I didn't accept it till I was 50. I thought I could beat it very naively, but I couldn't.
No.
And as you know, I'm type 2 diabetic, and that had implications all of its own. And at times I will be in despair. And then suddenly I just thought, you know what, you've got this. Just learn. You've got to learn to live with it.
Absolutely.
It's part of you. It's part of who you are. And once you accept that situation, and you also accept that you have control of your thoughts and that you can choose the reaction that you want in any given situation, then you become free.
Yeah.
You become free in your mind, and you start to grow as a person.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He had a distraction going out to his right shoulder then.
No, I heard rain, but it's not raining.
Oh, yeah. Well, got beautiful sunshine again down here today, mate.
Yeah, just keep rubbing it in my face. Yeah, come on, Mcdougall. Come on.
Yeah. Beautiful sunshine. And yeah, we did have a very heavy frost last night as a consequence, as we did.
Yeah.
You see yesterday how bright my office window was yesterday. I mean, we're lucky down here in Bognor Regis. They say that we are the sunshine capital of the UK. It's us and Eastbourne that get the most sun, apparently. And 1 year it's them that gets more sun, another year that'll be us. And a beautiful area to live, and it's great for your mental health once you realise that exercise is part of that. Because where I live, I got within 2 or 3 minute walk up the road, I have open countryside. And then a mile the other way, I have a beautiful sea view. And does exercise play an important part in your regime, Adam?
Yeah, it actually does. And to be honest, yeah, I know Simon's tormenting me, Kerry. It's all right. All the Warriors do that. It's okay. But as for exercise, you know what? It's exhausting, actually, just staying in the house rather than going out, because we're raising 2 autistic children, and do they know how to keep you on your feet? Oh,
Yep.
yes. Oh, yes. And yes, it's absolutely exhausting. Caffeine keeps me going. Let's just say that.
No, I have to admit, I do go out most days for a
Yeah.
walk, and just to get some fresh air and to change my environment and shake things up a bit. It also gives me a chance to think when my mind's cluttered. You know, I said the same the other day when I was on with Dale and Claire that when we were talking about having a general chat about depression with different guys and that, and he told us, you know what, Simon? Churchill infamously called depression the black dog. He said,
That's
you know
right.
what, Simon? When the black dog appears, the best thing you can do is take it for a walk.
Yeah, exactly. Because you'll be taking it for a walk. Yeah, that shows positive and strength. The last thing you want is it taking you for a walk.
Apparently, I'm tormenting you, according to your wife.
It's all right. Everyone torments me.
I don't know why. Am I asking challenging questions? I don't know.
She's having a laugh, Simon. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's all right then. Yeah,
I can hear her laughing upstairs. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, what's your plan for this year with Mental Health Warriors?
Well, I've already said that. I've already made this 12-month plan where I want the Mental Health Warriors on Facebook to have 5,000 followers. So yeah, we're urging everyone to give the page a follow.
Yeah.
And I know it's on almost 1,500, but by the end of the year, 5,000. Get YouTube up to 1,000 subscribers. I know we're almost on 450. And yeah, get us out into the community, because what's the point in constantly sitting on podcasts inside all the time? Get out in the community.
Absolutely.
And don't worry, later this year, because every year I look for awareness days every start of the year. And I've come across something which we're all going to look forward to. I'm not going to give anything away, and it's only me that knows this, and don't worry, something's going to happen.
So it's a nice surprise coming to the Warriors.
Oh, yes.
And we're all going to be bouncing off the walls with excitement.
Possibly.
Oh.
Yes. But I'll give you a key word there, which you've already covered. Outside. That's all I'm saying. Outside.
Well, great. So you're going to take everyone out their comfort zone. That sounds good.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
As you say, as you know, I'm very experienced when it comes to public speaking, over 30 years of doing so. And one of the things that I love to be on stage. I love to be in front of the crowd. And I like to talk like you. And
yeah,
I think the most important thing we can be doing is getting out in the community. I'm doing that here down in Bognor with Mancave Moments, my social enterprise. And I think it's very important because education is key in all of this.
Absolutely. And as I say here, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And Nelson Mandela said that.
Absolutely right. One of my heroes, as it happens, I asked you that question earlier.
You did?
Funny enough, he and Martin Luther King are my heroes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Martin Luther King Jr.'s anniversary is coming up soon. So
yeah, 16th of January, I think it is.
Something like that, yeah.
And Martin Luther King Day.
That's right.
I should say junior because there's a junior about nowadays, I understand.
Maybe.
Well, they were men that knew how to create a movement, and through adversity, they still managed to keep their hopes and dreams alive. And, it's a very poignant place. With Nelson Mandela, it was education. And I think there is a role to play for anyone working in the mental health field to get out into their local communities. And it doesn't matter whether you're a therapist, whether you're like us with deep experience. I think it's a very powerful message to be giving. I mean, you touched on it earlier. Stories. Personal, personal experience. Storytelling is very important because when we tell our story to the community, they realise that, hold on a minute, I'm not on my own. I'm not the only one struggling out there. Somebody understands me. And that is where I'm not so much cynical of the medical profession because they're trained to do things in certain ways.
Yeah.
And with certain technique. Yet when you got people like us that understand the journey and path that people are on, you have empathy. And once people have empathy, then we can really start to go. So I like that idea, Adam, of going out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's either Kerry or Caroline's asked that question about Martin Luther King. When did he famously say that I have a dream speech? Now, while you was talking, I literally just Googled it as well.
Well, it's a good question, actually. It was at the Lincoln Memorial, and it was 1963, I think.
Yeah. August the 28th, 1963.
Yeah, I've got that right. And yes, I mean, Derry created an absolute powerful movement when he talked about having a dream. I mean, the day before he died, he delivered the speech. I've been to the mountaintops. I've seen the promised land.
Yeah.
And very, very powerful man with words. He was able to move people and he was able to get people to rally around a cause. And this is what we have to do.
We do. Yeah, there's a saying though, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words are something. But that
never
statement,
hurt me, is what they say.
But that statement isn't true.
No,
it's
I
not.
agree.
I'd rather be hurt by sticks and stones all over again rather than words, because words are the most powerful thing in the English language.
Well, it would be, otherwise we wouldn't have a language. But
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because what I will say, words long after they are said remain in your memory.
That's right. That's right. And we've tried this with our kids to get them to learn about it as well, because they've said some negative stuff about me and Kerry to our faces. And what we've done, I actually got the kids into the kitchen, gave them a glass, and I said, right, drop it. And they were a bit hesitant at first, but I said, no, it's all right, drop it. So they did. I'm like, right, say some negative stuff about it. So they did. And I went, right, apologise to it. So they did. I'm like, right, is it fixed? They went, no. Like, exactly, because we may look whole on the outside, but inside we are shattered because of those words.
Yep. I mean, I like the title of Caroline's show, Words Are Medicine.
Words as medicine, yes.
But they're also very, very harmful and cruel.
Yes. I agree.
If used in the wrong way. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, certainly as I was growing up, too many role models were spending far too much time berating you rather than encouraging you on where your strengths were, rather than focusing on your mistakes and your weaknesses. And I mean, I found it I found it at school. I can remember teachers saying to some of the, more well-known kids in the school, that you'll never amount to anything.
Yeah, that's my son at the minute. Now, he's too clever for mainstream school because of the brain he's got. We brand him the mixture between Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. Now, we all know what happened to Albert Einstein. He was kicked out of school and branded stupid and you'll never amount to anything. Look what great things he did. So, there you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting actually that you mentioned that, because a friend of mine was a school teacher all his life. And the moment you mentioned the word autism, the first thing he says to me is intelligence.
That's the eye in it.
Yeah, and very true. I mean, your son there, I believe, has talent in maths, so does mine. And I also see it when I was a school governor. I went into a class, and because I was the special needs governor at the school, I just got a young lad in there, autism, going off doing his own thing, being a bit of a distraction to the class, but not particularly being badly behaved. And we went back in to the governor's meeting, and I mentioned this in the governor's meeting. And well, you're the special needs governor, Simon. You know that the figures have gone up on improvement, etc. I said, yeah, because of him. Now here's the nub. They had the deputy head was writing down maths questions for year 15, 16. Before she could finish the next sum down, he was already answering correctly the question above, and he was able to do that in a very fast way. And I think, if I'm right, I mean, my son was exactly the same when it comes to figures.
Yeah.
And he also had a terrific memory.
Yeah, it's photographic memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, both my children have got it, and they do get it from me. I can't explain photographic memory. All I know is that
I can explain it.
Information goes in, and my brain categorizes it. And if I need that information at any point, I can go ping. Here it is. That's why I come back with a Martin Luther King.
See, I can explain the photographic memory. Now, obviously, people like you and I, for example, if we see a chair, we are just looking at a chair. But people with autism, with the photographic memory, they're looking at little bits with it. Now, it's not just the leg. It's like, right, okay, that little bit that attaches the leg to the seat itself. They're looking inside it, all the connections of it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the brain takes that in very, very quickly. The synapses between the neurons, they work in such a way that you can get you calculate that information very quickly. I mean, with me, it'll be something like I'd read a report, and my brain would automatically take the key points out of that report, and I knew the percentages that were involved, and I would know all the other figures that were there, and I was able to come back like that. It's a great.
My son's like that, because when he was only in reception, he was only 3 years old then, and the teachers knew that he could do the 12 times tables. And obviously they had this little grid between numbers 1 to 100, and the teacher purposely put that out, like mixed it up, mixed all the numbers, and there was 30 children in that class, and that's including Lucas. And Lucas was the only person to actually click on, right, there's something not right in this classroom, look around, and he goes straight for the grid, and that's it, he solves it. But other children didn't. They didn't pick up on it. And as Kerry says, Lucas knew the pattern of the 9 times tables at the age of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now this is exactly what it is. He's doing things like trigonometry. Like he's only 10. I don't even know what trigonometry is.
Well, I can remember it. And it's type of maths that they use in engineering, particularly structural engineering, that kind of thing in the construction industry. And I mean, out of interest, do you know Pythagoras' theory?
I've heard of Pythagoras, yes.
Right, okay. Yeah, well, you'll get to that in due course. And a lot of people find that difficult. Well, I would imagine yes,
Lucas knows Pythagoras. He's done it, and it was actually Philip Chan, because Lucas actually approached Philip Chan when he was here. I messaged him on Facebook and saying he actually asked Philip to teach him about trigonometry. But what Philip actually did was he scheduled Lucas in for a call, and instead of actually doing trigonometry, he taught him Pythagoras as well, and he was doing all these different methods. Now, obviously, what Philip did was he went into schools. Now, we all know what schools do when it comes to maths. They teach the long way around when it comes to maths. Yep. Philip goes in and he can, like, what normally takes about 6 lessons to do one topic, Philip could do 2 types of topics in 1 lesson. And as Kerry says, Lucas can do. I actually bet, and I mistakenly bet Lucas to solve 8 Rubik's cubes in less than 10 minutes, and he did it. He smashed it.
Yeah.
But Lucas never scrambled them though. Me, Kerry, and Tegan did it. We scrambled it, so he didn't know what to do, but he smashed it.
Yeah. That is a highly intelligent brain at a very young age. I've just read down there that he knows the relationship between maths and physics.
Maths and physics, yeah. His role model is Jim Parsons.
No, I've lost him. I don't know him.
Jim Parsons, if you've watched Netflix, something called The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's Sheldon. That's Jim Parsons.
Yeah.
That's Jim Parsons. Lucas knows what he does, and Lucas is practically copying the same way.
Well, it's not a bad role model to have because Sheldon's a very intelligent man in that series.
Yes, he is.
Knows a lot of theory.
Yeah.
Which is always a very good thing for a budding scientist. And
I'll
give you an example of somebody who was a high achiever, very much like Lucas, was Gordon Brown.
Yeah,
he was on the high end of the autism spectrum, and very able as a politician and as a person. Does a lot of good. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I know it has its drawbacks. But I would say you got a special talent there and you got to help him nurture that.
Yeah, well, breaking news for those out there is Lucas will be coming on Warrior TV. He's coming on. And it will be a Saturday for National Puzzle Day. So Lucas will be coming on and he's going to give you some entertainment.
Oh, brilliant. I'll look forward to seeing that.
Yes. Don't worry, he'll be in the TV guide on that week. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, I'll get with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, back to my story because I think we went a little bit off topic there. But yeah, it's all about opportunities and keeping going, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely went off topic, but it was a fascinating topic, so I followed it.
There you go. There you go.
And it's interesting what you learn in that situation too.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, no, I mean, we're crikey, the hour's nearly gone, Adam. We got 5 minutes. Have you got anything else that you would like to leave the viewers with?
No. All I can say is just keep tuning into Warrior TV and look out for the content we're doing.
Good. And I'll be back next week at 11 a.m. with another guest who at the moment is another. But I will be asking someone either later today or tomorrow if they would do that. And I am going out and starting to ask other people. So I'm hoping to bring a variety of people on to discuss things all mental health, particularly we'll focus on men and, as I say, in the workplace. You know, I've worked in some very toxic workplace environments, and you know, and it's old culture, bullying bosses and everything else and that. And long before the days anybody triggered a grievance procedure and you had internal disciplinary process, that type of thing going. I mean, now, fortunately, it's common practice in the workplace, and years ago it just was not. And
Exactly.
no, I need to. I hope to shine the light on that. I'm hoping to bring on somebody that's either a specialist in employment law or a trade unionist that knows exactly what they're talking about, which I think would be good, so that people know exactly where they stand, where they stand in their rights, what they can and what they can't do with regarding mental health in the workplace, and the provision that's in place. I mean, from my point of view, I teach something which is called corporate mental health. That works exactly the opposite way to what mental health first aid is. Mental health first aid is very reactionary.
Yeah.
It identifies the person at risk and it tries to stop somebody going to mental health illness and a diagnosis. For me, that's too late in the process. What you need to be doing is what corporate mental health does, which is actually train people on how to use their brain, how to use that as a muscle, how to make far better decisions, how to have a proper work-life balance. Also, with the system that we use, it identifies very, very quickly if somebody is having a significant downturn in their mental well-being, and employers are able to pick that up at an early stage and save themselves from staff absences, for argument's sake, which is a big cost to the business, but also at the same time allows them to remain within the workplace with support around them. And that's very, very important. So on a closing remark, I will be back at 11 a.m. next Thursday with my show. And also, I'm hoping I don't appear anywhere else in the next week. Having been told in a private conversation yesterday afternoon, always prepare for the unexpected. The unexpected happened about an hour later, and I landed up on another show.
Yeah, well, who knows what will happen, but yeah, that's it. That's me for the week. Now I will be back. I don't know, but it is next week. I know I'm on Thursday, that's when I'm back. Thursday, which you're gonna love that show for Warriors of Attraction. You're gonna love it.
Excellent. Well, Adam, it's been an absolute pleasure. Can you do the music?
I can, yes, I'll do
It's been
that.
an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you next week.
Right, bye.
Bye.